guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be doing my favorite yarn stores from places that I've visited. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and start. Actually, first I want to show the projects that I'm working on right now. So right now I am working on, this is the Dagmar jacket again, but I'm making it in this Shrek green color that I don't know why I picked this color. I had a vision to make it in a similar color to this, and now that I'm actually making it, this is really not my color. I'm not feeling it. And I keep trying to like convince myself that I like it. But unfortunately I do not. Maybe that'll change after blocking, but I don't think it will. All right, and then next I'm also working on, I never work on two projects at once. I just ran out of yarn on my trip to continue working on that. So I casted on my Nordic mix, but I think I'm gonna come short on the yarn because I already ran out of the first blue ball, and I had 5 in total. So now I'm down to only 4, which was the recommended quantity, but I think I'm gonna have to order it from Sweden because, I mean, I'm not even 1/3 done with the color work chart and I'm already out. And then plus the neck and the sleeves, I'm kind of upset about that. This is like my second time with the Dalma where it's come short, but luckily they still have it because I just recently bought it too. That's kind of why I wanted to start it soon in the first place, just to like see if it would be enough. And I should have just bought another one. It's okay. All right. So let's actually get started in the video. These are not in particular order or anything. They're just in my stream of consciousness. I took these down on my notes app. So first is Korea. So I have 3 yarn stores that I recommend there. And by the way, these are all stores that I've been to. And most of the time I've bought something from them. So the first one is Banul. I know a lot of people know that one because it's famous for having 2 stories. So on the first story it's a yarn store, and then on the second story it's a cafe. They also have raves there, I guess, like yarn parties at night, which I saw a video of that, and why wasn't I invited to go? Like, I really want to go. So a lot of people like their casual, which I have used one time for a cable cardigan. They come in these cones, and these cones are impressive. I mean, I use 1.5 for one sweater, but I have 3 because I thought I would need more. They are a lot. They have a little bit of European yarn, not as much as the other ones that I'm going to mention. It's a small section, but honestly, I feel like this store is a lot of crochet designs too. I mean, they have the material for making bags, for weaving, so it's like a combination store. It's not just like the regular yarn that you find at the store. It's also for crochet projects. Like you could even make like a boat or hat or something like that. And then on the second story, they have a cafe where you can buy the button cakes or just anything. You buy like a drink, and then there's a lot of people knitting up there actually. So it's a cool social area if you go with somebody, I guess. Okay. The next 2 yarn stores are in Gangnam, so it's Linnea and Onkal's. Banul's story, it's in Yonghui, or Yonghui, that area, which is above Hongdae, and it's by Yonsei University, so in case you guys are looking to go there. So Linnea and Onkal's are, I think, just a mile away from each other, maybe even less than a mile. I remember walking to both. So Onkal's, they carry Chaigu, and I actually bought my replacement pair. I had my, you know, the kit, the black kit with all the needle sizes. I had that one confiscated at TSA, and also my shorties, the blue kit, confiscated at airport security. So I had to go and replace them. And if you buy needles and yarn, they give you a 10% discount. So that's just information that you probably didn't know, because I didn't know until I had that situation happen to me. So yeah, they carry Chaigu. They also carry a lot of other yarn brands that are European, or I use an Australian merino there, and I like that one a lot. So I just don't remember the name of it. Sorry. I made the Moby neck with that. I recommend going there. They have a cute little sitting area too. You can sit and knit. And yeah. The last one is Linnea, and they have probably about the same amount of the yarn that's European as Ankal's does. Like, for example, I got the Tinline there too. I think Ankal's has the knitting for olive, and then Linnea has the Tinline and the Sandnes garns. They also have their own design workshop. I think Linnea has 3 locations. One of them is in a different city. I think 2 of them are in Seoul. So they make their own patterns as well. Some of the kits I think you can buy online, but some of them I think they just like have the printed version, and I think it's only in Korean. So that's something to keep in mind. But their patterns and designs are really nice. They have like a workshop studio that designs them as well. So does Banul and Ankal's, I think. I think they all have their own set. Banul, you have to buy the patterns separately, and then like you buy the yarn. In Linnea, they'll kind of make a little kit for you, as in you tell them which one you want, and then they'll go and like grab all the yarn from their workshop and bring it back for you. So that is a nice thing that they do. Okay, so that's Korea. Next is Japan. So Japan, I didn't visit very many yarn stores. The one that I can recommend that I bought something from is Walnut. They have like the Odyssey yarn. They have European yarn, and they also have some made in Japan yarns as well. So I bought a made in Japan one. I think it's from like an island near the South Pole where they got the sheep wool from, but then they made it in Japan. And I made the stockings. I think you can see it back there. I made the December stockings by Petite Knit from that. Unfortunately, it was too thick to do the project I had in mind for it, but that turned out fine. It's okay. All right, next is Austria. So Woolvien is pretty much the only store that I've been to there, but the lady that runs the shop is really nice. It's also in a really cute area. Like, it has an arch building, and then her store is on the right hand side. She also has a lot of the European, Danish, Norwegian yarn as well, and everything was hand tested by her. So she spent years just like doing research on her favorite yarn brands. So everything there is something that she recommends and she likes. So her name is Gertrude, by the way. She's a really nice lady, and she gave me the inspiration for the Isager Viking skirts, which I made 4 of. So I know she carries Isager. Let me see what else she carries, because she has an Instagram where she says it, what she carries. Okay, so she has Lang yarns, the Fiber Co, Earth yarns, Isager, Ferner, Chaigu. Okay, yeah, so she has all of those. Okay. And then, so let's do Sweden. Sweden, I have 2 that I recommend. The first one is Litet Nistan. I don't think I said that correctly, but that's where I got this yarn from. They have a lot of Rauma, Sandnes. They have knitting for olive. They have their own Swedish hand-spun yarn and some other yarn brands that I wasn't paying attention to, so I'm not sure what else they have. But yeah, that store is really cool. By the way, okay, hold on. Ankal's gave me a 10% discount. This is back in Korea. Linnea gave me a 5% discount. Banul also, I think, does tax-free. So if you take your passport above, I don't know, maybe like 100,000 won, which is $70, you get tax-free. Walnut also does the tax-free if you're not from Japan. So you download an app, and then over a certain amount of yen, they give you tax-free, and you just do the research thing there. Woolvien also does the tax refund through Global Blue, I believe, if you're from outside the European Union. Litet Nistan doesn't do the tax-free, and neither does this next one that I'm going to mention in Sweden. So the next one is Makari 14, and that's in like the Galmastan area, which is the tourist old town. So you'll likely walk by her shop and maybe you won't realize it. But I know she carries Ito, like the Japanese yarn. She carries the Gillet Odyssey yarn. I know she carries that. And I don't know what else she carries because I don't remember it, but she's really nice. She also has supplies. I think she has chai gu needles as well. So, yeah. All right, next we'll do some American yarn stores. This one is in Kansas City. I went to it one time and it happens to be on the Kansas and Missouri border, but it's on the Missouri side of Kansas City. It's called Yarn Social. And I went there. I actually think I needed needles, which is why I went there. For a project I was doing, I don't think I brought my shorties kit. So I had to go there to get the needles for that, for the armhole or for the wrist. And I did end up buying a felting kit too. It was my first felting kit. So they have these kit where you make a little sheep and it teaches you how to do it. It was my first time doing it. And I actually made two because I had leftover. So I made a white and a black sheep. Yeah, that was actually pretty fun. I would recommend going there. And also right after I walked straight into Missouri. I walked straight into Kansas because just down the street is the border, and it was so cool. Like, that was my way of getting two states in one. I really wanted to go to the border, and I also saw that there was a yarn store, and it was perfect. It was a great day. Okay, next is Tea Cozy Knits in Seattle. I believe it's in Ballard. So if you're familiar with the Seattle area, Ballard's like a subsection, I think, of Seattle. So I recommend that store. They have a lot of the European yarns as well. I think that's a good portion of what they go for. They have Cascade. Don't remember what else because I remember I just bought like the Isager and I bought Santa's from them. Okay, next is Wool & Co. So it's in Elgin, Illinois. I think South Elgin. It's near the Chicago area. I think it's like an hour away from Chicago. But I only have bought from them online. I haven't actually visited them in person. The only yarn store I have visited in person in Chicago is the Drop Stitch, which I bought chai gu from them. So yeah, you could go to that one in person if you live in the area, but they have a big online presence, like online retail. I buy all of my European yarn from the US. I buy it from them because they have free shipping and they just somehow retail everything that I have. I mean, one time I was working on my strawberry sweater with the Rauma, and the specific dye lot of the store that I bought it in Norway, they ran out of it and they only had like a new dye lot, which was much lighter, I believe, because the factory changed the formula. And this was 2 months after I bought it, so it was long gone. And I called Wool & Company and they had that same dye lot 2 months later, even though I bought it in Norway, which is so cool. I did call them about this. They don't have this blue color and they didn't have the same dye lot for this, but that is like a big ass. And besides, I just bought it, so I wouldn't expect them to have it anyways. But other than that, I really like Wool & Co. So shout out to them. All right. Well, okay, the next one I have is Norway, but I'm gonna do the other US ones right now just to keep it condensed. Next is Vermont Green Mountain Yarn and Fiber. I haven't bought anything from there, but I think my mom did. They're more of like a rustic yarn spinnery, so I think they just spin all the wool from their own sheep and then dye it there. I think you can get like a factory tour or something. Oh no, maybe that's one in Wyoming that I went to, but maybe you can also do it here. So if you're into rustic wool, I would go there. And then New York, I always go to Brooklyn General Store, and I think, okay, so I bought one kit from them for the Good Day Sunshine sweater. They have like Spin Cycle. They have so much yarn. They have Knitting for Olive, and a lot of American yarn brands they carry. But usually when I go there, I get ribbon or buttons, something decorative like that. I usually don't buy yarn from there, just because I don't think I needed it every time I've been there, or like I'll just get it in Europe where the yarn is from. Washington DC, I went to Looped Yarn Works, and they have some, I think there's this one Japanese dyer that they carry her yarn. They have a lot of indie dyed yarns there as well, which are really pretty if you're into like the indie dyed yarns. I would recommend going there. Okay, so now back to the other countries. Okay. I think I did all the US based ones. Yeah, I did. Okay. Next, Norway. These are just yarn stores in Oslo, by the way. So there's Garntopia, which is, I think, like a mile outside of Center City in a little shopping area. That is really a Garntopia. Like, it's really a yarn utopia. They have almost everything you could imagine in terms of Scandinavian yarn and beyond. It's a big, big store. All right, next is Hyman's, where I got this yarn from. It's a Norwegian hand-spun wool, but I don't remember the name. I can't remember the name because it's Norwegian. They also carry Rauma, though, and Sandnes, and you get tax-free. You get tax-free at Garntopia and at Hyman's. So Hyman's is in Illums, which is a department store. It's on the bottom floor. So you go there and then you get tax-free with Global Blue. Garntopia, you have to send them an email to get tax-free. But I think they also use like Global Blue. Yarn on the Go is inside the Oslo airport. They don't have tax-free, but if you're looking to go to, it's the only yarn store in an airport, by the way. So yeah, they have also Sandnes, Knitting for Olive. They have Petite Knit stuff too, which by that I mean tools that Petite Knit puts out or just like accessories. There's also one in Tromsø, Norway. So it's like it's a clothing store and a yarn store. Oh, this is what it's called. It's called Snarby's. Yeah, okay. Snarby's Strict Studio. They have, oh, look. Okay. This is the color I'm using, actually. But it's not the same thickness of yarn. I'm using the Varde yarn. This is the Tinde yarn. But yeah, they also carry Sandnes, Knitting for Olive, Rauma, the Norsk wool that I use. They give tax-free as well. And they have a great selection of buttons and ribbons, all that cool stuff. It's a big store as well. I'm trying to see what else they have. I think they may have had fabric. No, I don't think so. They had zippers and buttons. Yeah, that's a cool one too in Tromsø. I'll have to write that down to remember to put it on my list. But Tromsø is like a town that people usually go to see the Northern Lights. Like that's a big component of their tourism. But people actually live there too. It's in the North Pole, like the Arctic Circle area. Okay, let's see. So in Copenhagen, I really only go to one yarn store. It's called Sommerfluen because I know that they give tax-free, and it's also in the center city, and they have a lot of options as well. So all the Danish brands, a lot of Norwegian brands as well. Last time I went, I got Knitting for Olive from there. A lot of Knitting for Olive, actually. I think all of them except for the triple yarn that Petite Knit uses, or Knitting for Olive. That's also a Danish brand though, the triple yarn by Herholt, I think the brand is. I also got buttons there. Yeah, they give tax-free. I know Knitting for Olive actually has a physical store, but it's kind of outside the center city. Like I think it's 2 or 3 miles, and I think it takes like half an hour by bus to get there. So I haven't ever been. I've been to Copenhagen a lot of times, but I haven't actually been to that store. And last time I was there, I think they were closed because it was New Year's, so I didn't get to go. It's okay. Anyways, next is Iceland. They have some in the center of Reykjavik, but the only yarn store that I actually bought something from was Icewear Garn, which is a mile outside. I had to take the bus. It's a mile outside like center city Reykjavik. I mean, like that one street, mostly the tourist area. It's outside of that. So Icewear Garn, I got Knitting for Olive pure silk from there to make a tank top. All right, and then in Iceland, that store does give tax-free as well, I believe, but I didn't reach like the minimum that you would have needed to get the tax-free. Like I spent less. All right, France, Little Weasel is the store that I recommend. I haven't bought anything from there, but my mom has, and she really likes that store. So I don't remember exactly what they carry. I just remember that they gave me a free tote bag. And it's a pretty popular yarn store, I think, because every time I look up yarn stores in Paris, I see that one come up. And they might give tax-free. I don't remember, so sorry. All right, and then Latvia. So in Riga, Latvia, there's a yarn store called Hobby Wool. It's right in the old town. And they sell these kits as well that you can make the Latvian mittens. I think they're called How to Knit Like a Latvian. And you have to buy the double pointed needles separately. I actually had the double pointed needles confiscated when I was in Estonia at the airport. But the kits themselves, I still have the kit, and I haven't done it because I had my double pointed needles confiscated from me. But it's still there, and the owners are really nice. It's run by a husband and wife. Okay. Next is Canada. The only one here I have is Quebec City. So if you live in other parts of Canada and have yarn stores to recommend, let me know. But the one that I have in Quebec City is called, oh wait, I have the name wrong. Something de tricot, le long biscotte, I think, or biscotte. That store is mostly like indie dyed yarns, I would say. So if you're into that, I would go there. It's a drive outside of the old town in Quebec City. So yeah. Let me know if any of you have been there. Okay. And then next is in China. So the store is called, let me remember, it's No, I think it's Shouxianpu. So No Shouxianpu. I'll like write that down because it's in Chinese characters, but it basically means No's handmade store. And I'll put the address. It's really hard to find. I couldn't find it on Google Maps. It's like, there's a cafe and then you go upstairs and then the yarn store is there. They also have a lot of European yarns. I didn't buy anything because I think I went there for Chaigu needles and I don't think they had them. So I didn't end up getting anything from there. So, but it's really cool. I haven't seen many yarn stores in China, but I know that that one's in Shanghai. So check that one out if you're ever in Shanghai. All right. Next is in England. So the only one that I've been to there is in the Lakes District. It's called Detail. It's not a yarn store. It's like a haberdashery store. They have some yarn, like a small selection of yarn. It's mostly like the Zakami yarns from Scotland. And they also have the Corinne Lapierre kits, which they're the felt kits that people do like embroidery. And that's the first exposure I had to those kits. And I love those kits so much. So yeah, if you're into embroidery, I would check them out and if you're in the area. All right, and then the last is in Munich in Germany. It's called De Mercier. They also have the Corinne kits and other felt kits and just yarn overall. I think I just bought embroidery kits from them though, and just other tools at the time. I don't think I needed yarn specifically. I needed a small project. So embroidery kits were perfect for that time. Hi. So I'm cutting in here because I forgot about New Zealand and Australia. And I'm sure I'm forgetting about some other places, but like immediately those popped up to my head after I was done recording this. So I'm waiting until now to film this a couple days later. But like when I was visualizing this in my head, like the map of the world, I kind of forgot that I went there because I went there in 2024, end of 2024, but I honestly wasn't there for that long. So I only have one yarn store per country. So the first one is in Sydney, Australia. It's called Morris & Sons. I'm sure a lot of people who live nearby or just in general have heard of that. They have their own brand, like the Morris & Son brand of yarn, but they also carry other brands as well. I bought their superwash merino to make a porcelain vest. I intended on making it a porcelain sweater, but when I was doing I think the problem was the shoulder wasn't dropped enough or something, so I couldn't really do the sleeve correctly, so I ended up just doing an I-cord around here, and around the neck, and I think I only could do an I-cord around the neck too, because if I did a ribbing, it would have been too tight. I don't know. I feel like I kind of made a weird project. I didn't follow the pattern exactly, so that's probably why. And I'm sure that the yarn type I used was not exactly what you needed for it, but honestly, I was just going for more of the color work. So, and then the one in New Zealand is in Queenstown. It's called Frank's Corner. It's in a little house, actually. So it's in the main town area. It's, how can I describe it? So the bay is over here, and then it's more to the right-hand side. And then they have like the mountain. You do like the mountain activities up there, like with the gondola. And there's like a bakery around here, but it's the prettiest house. It is so cute. They have all these like craft souvenirs, local items, but they also have a selection of New Zealand yarn. So I think I got New Zealand merino wool, and I made a little scarf with it, the bow scarf. So the ones that go here, and then you insert the flap into the other flap, and it's like that. I actually made my own pattern for it, so I had little heart cables all around, so that was pretty cute. I think I made that on my flight back from New Zealand. No, actually I did not make that on my flight back from New Zealand. I think I made that at home. But yeah, I honestly wish I had bought more New Zealand or Australian merino, but at that point of my trip, I think I was gone for months, and I had 0 room in my suitcase. I mean, honestly, sometimes I don't know how I fit all this stuff in. It's kind of crazy. But anyways, I'm also gonna show you guys the items I have on this trip that are my knits. So this pattern is coming out soon. It's a Gigi cat bonnet. So if you want to knit it, stay tuned. I have this hat, and then I've got these mittens that are an Eleanor Morgenstern pattern. So they've got the stag here, and then behind is just this motif and then cable ribbing. So this is actually the Herbadian 2-ply. I have it left over from some Alice Starmore projects. Actually, all the mittens that I made that are these pointed Latvian style mittens are from the Herbadian 2-ply. This is slightly big on my hands. I've actually adjusted all of her patterns, and I use the size 0 US needle. I think that's 1.5 or 1.25 millimeters. This one actually is not too bad. I just do prefer them to be a little bit of a tighter fit, because I feel like it keeps the warm air in. But also for extreme cold cases, like I said in one of my previous videos, I feel like you need true leather gloves that are impermeable, and maybe with Sherpa on the inside. But just for like a mild cold, this is fine. Oh wait, you can see this still. All right, and then I have this sweater, my Pomona sweater. I will say though, the neckline that I made is a little bit tight. So I have some lipstick stains. I don't think you can see. I tried to wash it off. It's over there a little bit. I think it washed off, but I had to use soap and just scrub it out, because if I wear lipstick before I put it on, it gets rubbed on the neckline, so I have to not do that when I wear it. But yeah, I have this. I also have a matching skirt that's literally this exact green color that I brought with me, so I can be like a full strawberry. That's kind of funny. Anyways, I actually have a matching hat that I made with this, like a bonnet that's similar to this, except it's rounded over here, but it's not my pattern, so I'm not gonna like make a pattern out of that. But yeah, I also think it was really cute. It actually ended up being a little bit tight for me though, and I'm not sure why. Okay, and then the last finished project is my completed Dagmar. Hold on, let me back up so you can see it. Maybe I should button it up so you can see it better. This is from that lime green yarn that I bought at Hyman's in Norway, which is a yarn store that I mentioned in this video previously. So the buttons I think are from, the buttons are from Sommerfluen in Copenhagen. And I finished this one pretty quickly as well. I think after I blocked it, I do like the color a little bit more. It's still not my favorite color, but I think it got muted a bit once I blocked it, which I was hoping for because it was pretty electric when it was unblocked. And I think the buttons also, like the wood balances out the green. It looks very nature-esque because, you know, trees have wood. So I feel like it takes away from the solid green in your face. It breaks it up better than without that. Okay, there's just like a piling up over here. And then, so now we're gonna get into my work in project. I only have one. But, oh, also, there was one person that commented that they like seeing my, they liked seeing the snacks that I showed them from the plane. And they like the Porter Airline shortbread cookies. And I agree. If you don't know, Porter is a Canadian airline. Okay, so I got these goldfish. I stocked up on some goldfish on my flight. So I got those. All right, so I'm making the Nordic mix by Lara something. I forgot her name, but I think it's supposed to be a collab with Rauma Garn, and I actually have the Rauma. I did end up ordering another one of these. By the way, I forgot to mention this store because I haven't been to it in person. It's my first time ordering it. It's called the Woolly Thistle. They're in New Hampshire. So they somehow always have the dye lot of the Rauma that I need, even though I buy it from Norway. Somehow they have the same dye lot, and it's really epic. Honestly, life-saving. So I ended up buying another one of those because I think I was gonna come short. I thought I was gonna come short on it. I may still come short on it. I may still not. I actually don't think I am gonna come short on it anymore, but I did think that for a while. But anyway, so what I did is I added this knit pearl rib at the bottom just because I didn't want it to curve, and I think it's doing a pretty good job of keeping it not curved. And it's not too distracting from the normal pattern. I knit from, hold on. From here, like this part to here on the plane, because I had a very long flight. This is what the inside looks like, in case you're wondering if, anyways. I actually have notes to make a color work tips video because I got a lot of people on my Starmore comment section that maybe are a little bit too scared to try one, or they find it a little bit intimidating. And I've done color work longer than I've done cables. So these are the things that I personally think have made my journey better and that make it neater and more enjoyable. So I'm gonna share those with you guys in the next video. But anyway, so this, I'm kind of almost done with the body. I think I have 20 rows left, and then I'm gonna steek here and then add the sleeves and then the neckline and everything. All right, and then the last thing I have, I brought 5 out of my 6 balls for this because I honestly don't think I'm gonna need the last ball, but it's for the Esther jacket by Petite Knit, and this is the yarn. Holds Old Spinnery. I showed this also in my haul video. I think she uses this one, I mean, she as in Petite Knit, I think she uses this one for the Dagmar, but I used the North School for the Dagmar, and I'm using this one for the Esther. I have these really pretty silver snowflake buttons that I got from Hyman's, which I also mentioned in the Norway section. So I think the silver snowflakes with this, I have a vision for it, and I think it's gonna look really pretty. All right, so that is this whole section. Now back to the main video. But yeah, that is all the yarn stores that I have. By the way, look at this picture of me winding yarn at the airport in Sweden because my flight was delayed 7 hours and I only had these in the skein. So I had to hand wind them at the airport. I thought that was kind of funny. I just wanted everybody to see that. So yeah, thank you guys for watching my video. Let me know if you guys have any other yarn store recommendations, if you've been to any of the yarn stores, where I should be going next. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!